Hello and welcome to Primefools! It looks like I have spots when I see those markers in the background. Anyway, how are you guys? I hope you are alright. I am fine, thank you very much. Today we're standing before a temple. We're gonna do some Astral Sorcery, guys. Astral Sorcery. I even started a little bit here by putting a crafting table down. And you know, I've never played with this mod, but it's gonna be good fun. I saw a little review of it not long ago, and it struck my fancy. It tickled my nerves and nerve endings a little bit. So we're gonna try and get going, see where we end up. And as our little guide, we have this journal. And the first thing we're going to do is the resonating one. But I just wanted to show you that when you start out with this, you have this discovery tree here. You can zoom in. And what you find is a bunch of things that you need to do. You start over here with the ancient shrines. And for each one, there is a wall of text and maybe some hints. Maybe placing a crafting table nearby would yield interesting results. Nearby to this floating crystal, which by the way is completely impervious to any pain you can inflict onto it. And yeah, lo and behold, we get a beam here, and with that beam we can of course craft stuff. And one of the things, like we said here, is this wand. Wand. Resonating wand. There we go. And we have 2 marbles, 2 aquamarines, and an ender pearl. And it so happens that I have these items on my person. So if we go like this, we should be able to craft this baby. No? What am I doing wrong? I'm throwing my stuff away, that's what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I don't know, guys. Maybe I used the wrong kind of marble. Maybe. But now we have our shiny, resonating wand. I don't know what I can do with it yet, but let's follow the guide. Alright, let's follow the guide. So, we've done that now, and these two. This is just finding constellation paper. And you do that by just finding more of these temples, and you find constellation paper laying about. Ores. So if we look at this this entry, by the way, the last bit here is maybe there is something deep underground, because you can use the resonating wand to scan off the earth. When you hold it, basically some parts, let's see if we can see it, some parts of your map will look different, if I understand it correctly. Yep. Away with you. Hey, why can't I shoot? There we go. Right. Yes, holding the wand. I seriously need food, by the way, guys. Let me go and sort that out later on. Holding the wand apparently can give away some interesting things. Not that I can see anything particularly now. Anyway, let's go down and eat. Alright, it's time, I think, to get ourselves some marble. I've lost my marbles, of course, long ago, so I have to make up for it by desecrating this very nice temple. So the next step here is to make some sooty marble. You do it by just taking coal and placing marble around it, and then we should be able to make ourselves a little crafting table, a special kind of crafting table, you might say. Let's have a look. It's this thing we're trying to make, this thing here, luminous crafting table. And you basically place a crafting table there, a black or sooty marble there, and some other things around it, normal marble around there, like that. And now we have ourselves a luminous crafting table. Now, the luminous crafting table, guys. Well, by the way, that unlocked next step of the mod, which is the exploration bit, but we'll get back to that in a minute. It needs to be outside, and the higher up it is, the better it is, because then it'll have an easier time collecting starlight, and starlight is what drives everything in Astral Sorcery. So now we have this, we can start with the actual mod, and the actual mod is really cool, really. You know, you can teleport with the help of it later on. You can make farms. You can grow things, and you can do all sorts of really cool stuff. There's another temple over there. I'm gonna have to go and see if there's any other books or papers, because you need to find constellations, and I've found a couple just, you know, by playing before. So I've found Armara, Discidia, Vicchio, and Aevitas. And if you click on these, you can see there are things, but I don't know too much about them yet. So I guess my next step here is to go and look at the exploration section to see what else we need to find out and do. So there isn't really a start to these things, but you can kind of see here that we might start with light well or crystal growth, rock crystal properties, maybe there. So when you find, with the help of your staff, guys, with the help of your staff, your wand, you can find patches of the land that glow, if I understand it correctly, and if you dig down there you will find rock crystal formations. And I've obviously vein mined, you know, this is after all Foolcraft, so I've found a fair bit. I hope it's enough, really. So here we go. Apparently I've already been down here. Okay, fair enough, or somebody has. So let's see. Yep, but that means I can demolish this temple for resources, and that's actually not a bad thing. So, high above the skies, so high up in the skies even, above our temple here, I put our crafting table, our new Astral Sorcery crafting table, and as you can see it has a bar with how much starlight power it has. And the reason I put it down is because if we look around here, we can see, first of all, that you can make tools out of this crystals, these rock crystals that you can find. And it's just the normal recipes. What's special about them, though, is that they are unable to break from normal activities. And that they get different attributes depending on the attributes of the rock crystals that they're made of. And if you hold shift and you have discovered the rock crystals, you can see that they have some properties here: size, purity, and cutting. And the way to cut them down to size, so to speak, to reduce their size, is to use a grindstone. And the reason you want to reduce their size is because you want to reduce their size because that increases their purity and possibly their cutting. We're about to find out, I think. I'm going to try and make a grindstone, and we'll see how that goes. So I put that there, and then nothing happens. No? Okay, how do I... what? Would help, of course, if I get the recipe right, wouldn't it? So now that we have actually placed the recipe in the right order, you can see what it will make. We have enough starlight, I think, so now we right click on the crafting table with our wand, and we get some shiny effects. And here we have our grindstone. That is pretty darn cool, guys. So if we place this down, well, let's see, we have this here crystal. Its purity is the highest, and its size is good as well. So let's try this one, right? Place this down here, and then we grind. How do I get it out again? Aha. Right click. So now if we look at it, let's see, it's this one. It's increased the cutting. but it's massively reduced the size. So presumably that's a good thing. So let's see, this one for instance has 16% cutting. If we place that down, and then we go once, it now has 19% cutting. Okay, so we can increase them like that. Why would we want to do that? Well, let's read on. Aha, here we see emittances from the ground, right? So here we should probably be able to find some rock crystals if we dig down. That's pretty cool. That's handy to know, actually. Let's put a piece of marble there just so we know. And let's move on, right? So the next step here, if I understand it correctly, is to make a light well, and we do it by having ruined marble, chiseled marble, and another ruined marble, one of the rock crystals, and 2 aquamarines. I haven't talked about aquamarines yet, but you can find them in sand all over the world, really. And so you just dig them up, and everybody's happy. But I think I have some laying around, so I'm just gonna try my very best here not to get stuck in this hole, and then try and get that piece of marble up there. And it should be alright. We should have enough stuff. There we go. We have our light well. Apparently you just need to place it down like so. Aha. You right click on it. Okay, you don't toss it. Which one did I throw there now? The wrong one. Can't swap. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I will find, as you can see, a lot of them later on. So that's cool. So now we're collecting starlight, and somehow we can probably use that with a crafting bench to sort of get more power here. Let's investigate that. So crystal growth. Ah, that's what we can do. Upon immersing single rock crystals into this strange cold light well liquid, some of it keeps clinging onto the crystal. So basically we can take this this crystal and increase its size again, I think. So that's what we're gonna try and do. No? I don't know how to do it. Aha, you can pick that stuff up with a bucket. And now there seems to be new particles here, so hopefully this will increase the size of this gem crystal. 134. So let's just verify that. If we throw it down there, it has the white particles. If we also throw it down here, it also gets these particles. So yeah, clearly something is happening. I'm just worried that this will despawn now, guys. That would be unfortunate. So, but let's leave that there for a little bit, and now we can go and explore the Sky Wave Resonator. And now we can all then make a Sky Wave Resonator, apparently. And to find these places. So okay, so I mean I've just picked a random location here, albeit a fairly high up one at Y120 or so. But maybe around here somewhere we can find a better place for us to do our Astral Sorcery stuff. This stuff is all setup stuff so far, guys. Okay, so the bucket is gone. What is the size? 185. Okay, so that's how you do that, guys. You grab a bucket with your starlight, chuck it down, and chuck the crystal in. Presumably I can do this several times to get an even bigger crystal here. So relocating seems like a good idea. On the other hand, we could also make our altar, and the altar makes it so that we can craft bigger and better things, and it looks like this. And so it's a 9x9x4 structure, so we get multi-block structures around here. We might do that, or we might go on and do the tools. Well, I'll give it a bit of a thought. But okay, guys, okay, so I am out of time for today, I'm afraid. But we have come a fair bit here, I think. We have made our altar, we've made our grindstone, we've learned to harness in liquid form the starlight, and then to grow our rock crystals. And we learned how to find said rock crystals. And you can also see that we're gonna have to build multi-block structures, and we're gonna have teleportation around our world with the help of this mod, and some other bits as well, of course. So, but that's gonna have to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you next time. Bye! That is a cool looking wand, by the way. Bye!